Hi guys, it's Brianna from Red Lips and Nails blog. I'm here with my husband, Eric, and apparently my dog, Louie, is joining us
Special guest.
as well. He's our special guest. Say hi, Louie. Hi. And so we're going to talk to you today about something that we actually touched on last week when we did our segment on personal budgeting. We want to elaborate and really explain to you why this is super important. It's something called Mint. And so if you watched the video last week, all we said is that you should use it, but now we want to explain to you more about that. Can you tell us what is Mint?
Yeah, so first and foremost, it's free, right?
Love
so that's
that.
Always a good
We
thing.
love free.
You don't have to pay for anything. So
Especially when you're making a budget, we love free.
yes, yeah. So this is good, right? You don't have to spend $100 to try to save $100.
Perfect.
But most importantly, Mint is a website, so you can access this at mint.com, or you can download it. There's an app. You can download that on iPhone or Android. Any of those platforms for a smartphone should be fine.
So I could create a budget on my phone?
Yes.
That's
yes.
impressive.
And again, this is really more tailored towards personal budgeting. It's not for the business platform, so to speak. So it's really just going to be about how you, the individual, can save some money, or at least know how much money you're spending.
Perfect. So if you want to download this app and kind of walk through, what we're going to do is explain to you what the benefits are of this app and what you need to do to get started with the app. So if you want to pause it and go to your app store and download the app and then resume, I would highly encourage you to do that, because this app is that good. You're going to want it. So let's dive right in. Can you tell me about some of the benefits? Like, how does this help me? Why do I want Mint? What can it do for me?
Yeah, so I think one of the major issues whenever you're trying to track your personal budget is keeping up with all the data entry, right? So if you're keeping that on a spreadsheet, or if you're writing that down, the beauty of Mint is it actually will download those transactions. So you link that up to your accounts. It brings the information in, which I think is a huge time saver.
I love not having to do anything.
Yep. There's a lot of other benefits. It allows you to create a budget by category. So if
I wanted to say, how much do I spend on, like, my kids, or how often do I dine out, I can set specific
categories.
budgets.
Yeah, so they provide you with some standard categories, but if you wanted to create your own, you could. But, you know, like your mortgage, your utilities, there's also, if you want to keep track of your nails, you can do that too.
I do that.
The red ones. So there's that opportunity. It also gives you a lot of visual tools, which I think is very important.
love the visual tools.
So
it's amazing.
If you know, when there's a lot of people, but if you're looking at a bank statement and like, what is really happening here? Mm-hmm. That's the beauty of this. It will take all that information, make a nice little pie chart. You can divvy that up by category, or if you want to, you can also do that by merchant. So like in our household, you really have to keep an eye on Amazon. That's another one that you probably want to track.
We have a love-hate with Amazon. Amazon is a big issue in our budget.
Yeah,
but I love it.
They're great to a certain extent. But you can also set goals on there. So if you want to go out and pay off a debt, or you want to buy a new car, it will actually, you can put that information in.
Save money for a new house.
Yeah, whatever that may be. There's a lot of different options out there, but you can utilize this program to help you reach that goal as well. And then also it'll allow you to track your credit score. Right?
Oh, so that's huge.
As you make progress, you should see that in the credit score. So I think that's a nice little feature that's in there as well.
Yeah, that's a nice little feature. I thought you'd only have to pay for that.
You can get it for free. So obviously you have to give them permission. Pay attention to what you click on. Make sure you're not signing up for something you don't want.
Read first, y'all.
But that is an option as well.
Amazing. That's exciting. So if I go and download Mint then, so let's say I have it on my phone now, and I'm like, okay, now what? What do I do now?
Yeah, so this won't work if you don't have your account set up to like view online. So if that is
you got to be online, folks.
Yeah, you got to have online banking. If you have a credit card, that has to be online. And you can link up all kinds of accounts, right? So you can link up your credit card account. You can link up your bank account. If you have a mortgage, you can link that up too. It will tell you what the outstanding balance is. So
nearly anything that's
your bills,
online.
Utility bills, you can do all kinds of stuff. So anything that you have online access to, you can probably link to Mint. Again,
that's awesome.
If you look at it on the other side of the coin, if you don't want to track all that, you only can track what you want to track. So if you just want to look at your credit card spending, do that.
Yeah, that's extremely helpful. I think that we use it to track all of our expenses. We like to see an entire global picture of like how much money came in, how much money went out, how much are we saving, and so we're able to set it up that way. So we have everything possible linked to it because we like to have that real, concise, entire picture of our financial situation. And you were telling me that it did something about your personal value or something like that.
Yeah, so if you link everything up, it can also kind of give you net worth.
So if you like that and you know what that means, that's a cool
Yeah.
feature. I don't really particularly look at that, but obviously it interests Eric, so it's important, something to know.
Yeah, it's just good, especially if you have a goal that you want to buy a new car or you want to eventually buy a new house. Having that information is very, very important. Can you afford this? So I think that's where
That's
it's
pretty
beneficial.
important. Can
Yeah.
you afford it? What else can it do for me? Or what do I need to do after I download it?
Yeah, so one of the requirements of you is that once everything downloads, it's in there, you're going to need to assign a category for every transaction. And that may seem very cumbersome at first.
It's not.
It's not.
I've done it.
It is, not only does it not take very much time, but also it's a smart system. So the program actually over time will recognize that if Wells Fargo comes across and that's always your mortgage, it will actually over time learn and assign Wells Fargo to the category of home or mortgage. So
That's awesome.
now that's good and that's not. So you'll need to stay
Because if
on
it's
top
not
of it.
mortgage, then
Yeah, because like for example, Kroger, right? So one of the things that happened to us, we always buy our groceries at Kroger. Recently, insurance changes, so we also that's our pharmaceutical. We'll go and get prescriptions and everything else there. So that kind of inflated the category. So just stay on top of it. Make sure you look at it.
But going back to the alerts, it's very cool because if you have a traditional spend, if like every month you spend about $300 in a certain category and then all of a sudden you have spent $500, it's going to pop up with an alert and say unexpected high spending, which is awesome and has literally saved us money because there was a subscription service that I forgot to turn off and we didn't have that in our budget. And so it alerted. We looked through the transactions. Boom, there it was. I was like, oh, on that website, turn that off. Eric gave me a frowny face. But we were good because we saved that recurring expense. So literally Mint caught that for us. It was really great.
No, it's nice. And that is a great function. It really, it won't let you forget about it, which is nice because it's very easy to do that. Life gets busy.
That's the only way a budget will work is if you do it.
Yeah,
you have to stay on top of it.
Yep. And so do that. And it's okay if you get behind for 2 weeks. The beauty of it, it's going to bring in all your transactions. You can sit down and probably catch up in 10 minutes.
It's going to keep going. And when you categorize those transactions, I don't want you to be scared of that because I've done it. I've gone on there and I've looked at things that are uncategorized and I've been like, what was that? Oh, yeah, that was this. And so you just click on it and it gives you a list of options and you choose the one that it is. And if you don't have options on there that you like, then you create your own new option, your own new category. And so it's literally that fast. It's just click, and it's categorized. It's done. Oh, I think Louie's peacing out.
Yeah, he's getting tired. So, like I said, guys, give it a shot. If you have any questions, reach out to Brianna. And
I think after you've set up your Mint app, if you're having some issues with just functionality or like, how do I do this again? Or how do I set this category or whatever, those questions, you can feel free to ask us. I'm sure they have like technical support, but
they do have support.
We're happy to help you.
It is owned. It's owned by Intuit. So it is a very reputable.
Yeah, it's not like a Bush League system. Like Intuit is a big deal. So
give it a shot. It is a monthly budget. So this thing isn't going to forecast everything for a year, but it will keep you in line every single month. Start small. Don't try something that's a little too ambitious. Even if it's $100, start there. And then
in terms of your budget and saving, right?
Yeah, just try to save $100. And if you get that accomplished, then be excited, be happy, and celebrate that. But that's all we have.
Celebrate.
And as always, it's a pleasure. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks.